So we're going to talk now about striking for points. Eddie, this wouldn't be my expertise area. You've done it plenty of times over the years. Can you just display for us what you should be doing when you're scoring a point?
Just barely.
Enjoy.
I think it obviously depends on the circumstances. Are you getting a pass? But I suppose planting your feet and getting a good connection is obviously the key to it. You're trying to hit that centre spot, obviously the sweet spot all the time. So it depends then, where your strengths are. Is it in a long grip? Is it short grip? Is there someone on your back? So it depends on a lot of circumstances. But I think for me, a lot of the time was probably getting a good clean connection and a rotation. I think if you're hitting it again, it's the combination of maybe the wrists and the rotation and following through. And follow through is probably an important part. Yeah. Again, you see these guys cutting it or trying to shape it. No, just put it over the bar. Again, some lads are able to do that. I see Mark Havner hitting freeze and he was able to come across the ball and move. A DJ used to do that as well, move the ball across. And some lads are obviously quite gifted with how they can move the ball around, but for me it was just simple, ball over the bar, end of.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be my sort of strong point, but tell me what I'm doing right or doing wrong here as I do. I mean, why did that go so far?
To me it looks as if the ball is moving from left over to right. So again, we'll go with our golf. You're cutting on the ball a little bit, and I think when you cut on the ball, it obviously shapes it across that way. So you sometimes see that if there's a wind is a factor, we don't maybe put a little bit of allowance. An example I remember was the night that Dublin beat Kilkenny down in Portlaoise, and Paul Ryan hit a couple of frees and they went wide on the exact same spot. And what it was in Portlaoise, you get a bad wind blowing in at the town end goal. So you have to stand all the way up along, and then it just literally took it. So it's, you often see the free takers with a bit of grass. For me, it was always about in your warm-up, you looked at the conditions because it was going to affect my strike, and if there's a strong wind, if you're striking into it, maybe you might have to really get through the ball a little bit more. I think Henry and Owen Kelly's free taking style was lending to that they were moving right through the ball. So to follow through and almost pointing to where they're going. And if you're at Owen's level, he didn't even have to look. I just see him sometimes, he has to hit through the ball, he'd be looking at the ground, he'd just walk away. So again, for me, the likes of him, Canning, all those guys, the free takers, they're experts at it.
We'll give you one last chance to throw one over the bar.
Off the left or the right.
Oh, whatever suits.
Yeah. And again, I suppose everyone has their own little mannerisms. I used to kind of cut up short sometimes on him, but like I said at the start, you often see those dirty touches if you hit the corner. I think what's significant now, I looked at hurdles I was using a few years ago, they're tiny compared to the bosses that are on hurdles now, so I think there's no excuse for modern lads to miss.